Just one question that I had is firstly, were there any other operational issues other than the Pratt and Whitney engine issues? Because given the fact that the aviation industry is going through a very strong times with high fares and strong domestic demand, why such extreme decision of just shutting the operations? Couldn't the promoters just infuse some more funds and wait for the engines to come in?
Well, I think a very relevant question which everybody perhaps would have in their mind. But I would just like to give you a little context. The Pratt and Whitney has been defying their obligations since last 3 years. It's not that, and we have been quite patient. We have been quite collaborative, cooperative with them. They were trying to represent that there are some issues with their issue, but finally we need our engines. So in the meanwhile, the promoters had to fund the liquidity gap, and promoters did at all times. And as you may be aware, promoters funded 3,200 crores in the last 24 months. And I would also be happy to note that in this process, that when we all know that Indian aviation went through very difficult times, the government of India came up with the ECLGS scheme, and we were one of the beneficiaries of that scheme, where we got a sanction of 1,500 crore, of which we already drawn 1,300 crore. So effectively, the promoters and the bank, through the government support, have infused almost 4,500, 4,600 crore in the last 24 months. So I think promoters have never defied or never denied that they would infuse further fund. But the question is, how long? I mean, whether the promoters will continue to fund the losses because the Pratt and Whitney is not giving engines. And it is not just it is a static position. The engines keep on failing. So today I have only 27 operational aircraft out of a total fleet of 55. And tomorrow, with the kind of performance issues, the further engines will fail. So if I have depleting fleet, the losses will further increase rather. And therefore, it is necessary that Pratt and Whitney provides their the engines which they are under obligation in any case. So I think matter was debated, discussed for almost 3 board meetings in the last I would say 5 days, 7 days. And finally, after taking consultation of various experts, the board decided that and evaluated various options, and they found that if we have to protect, because otherwise the lessors were also getting little impatient that what's happening, why the engines are not coming. And therefore, we decided that we should at least protect the company and we should not let the present situation falter further. That is the reason why we thought it is necessary to take this position.
So for an airline, slots are one of the most prized assets for the company. Now,
Yeah.
is there any arrangement with the government of India that you will get them back as soon as you start your operations, or will these slots be given to any other airlines for now?
Wes, there is we have effectively in India right now, we have 55 aircraft. And therefore, we have a parking slots for all the 55 aircraft. We have also operational slots for the flights which we operate. The slots are not taken away immediately just because I cancel the flights for 2 days or 5 days. The slots are basically an enabling for any airline to plan for its affairs for a long-term basis. And therefore, I don't expect or I don't foresee that the slots will be taken away, because it's a coercion, or I would say a force majeure issue which has affected us. And we are therefore of the firm belief that the airport operators would not take away the slots, because it's a temporary issue which I think we'll be able to resume the operations very soon. It's not something that we are looking at a grounding of the aircraft or grounding of the fleet forever. And I'm sure the resolution I would say the resolution is the foremost I would say requirement of this resolution process, and we will be able to hopefully get back to the operations soon. So I don't expect any loss of slots, and we will continuously represent for that continuity.